You want to go to college, but you don't think you can afford it, and you don't want to take out loans and owe hundreds of thousands of dollars by the time you're done with school. That'll take you till you're in your 60s and 70s to pay off. I was wrong, guys. You can go to college and you can stay out of debt. Boom! Boom! What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, tigerfitness.com. This is a bit of a different topic. And I've said on this channel, I've done advice videos that I don't think college degrees are worth it. And I want to take that back. And I want to admit I was a bit wrong because I didn't understand the college situation. Now, when I was in school, when I was in high school, I needed to go to college to get out of my situation, period. I had to go, so I became really good at a sport, which was football, and I ended up getting financial aid or a scholarship to go to school. Even though I never played football because I injured myself, they still honored all the financial aid. So I think I left with a $2,000 loan and like $1,500 owed. It was crazy. Like, I think I paid a total of like 5 G's the whole time. So it wasn't that bad, right? I basically tailored my entire high school years to excelling at a sport because I wasn't smart enough. I didn't have a 4.0, but even if I did, I'm just going to be honest. This is where my mind was at the time. This is not a political statement. This is exactly what I had to deal with. My goal at the time was to go to a UC or University of California school. And at that time, white people and Asian people were just not getting let in to a level where I can make it in there because of affirmative action. So I was looking out of state, so I couldn't get in-state tuition, or I go to a college like CSUN, Cal State University, Northridge, or something like that. So I ended up getting financial aid to play football at a Division III school called California Lutheran University in Thousand Oaks, California. Hurt my knee in training camp, and that's all she wrote. It was a pretty bad injury, and luckily I'm fine now. But at the time, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to get this college done and get on with my life. And so, long story short, so my daughter, if you guys have followed me, Cammie is a standout soccer player. When I watch her film, and I'm going to post it on YouTube, I have a highlight video of her. She's moved to center back in club. She plays midfield in high school. She has a state ring for high school soccer. She's amazing. She's amazing. But let's be real. The trajectory, if you're really good at football, is you go to the NFL, you make millions of dollars. You can be on the practice squad and make hundreds of thousands of dollars. Whereas female soccer, if you're in the MLS for girls, if you make it, you're making $24,000 a year and living with a host family. It's really not, it's not the professional, it's worse than bodybuilding, for God's sakes. At least we have prize money, right? And if you're one of the 20 who makes the national team, then you get some money. Still, whatever, like good luck being the top 20 in the country, on the top team in the world. Yeah, that's really going to happen. So as we've gotten closer to college, my daughter is, I'd say about 50-50. Well, that's my thought, but she's probably about 90% not playing soccer in college. Unless the right offer comes along, I'm sure she'd consider it. But right now she's like, I just want to work. And we're launching her new brand. You're going to see it here. She came out with a whole brand for youth girls, for teenage girls, for athletes. It's phenomenal. She came up with everything herself, did it all herself. And so she's going to be focusing on growing her business. And while she's going to college, building a multi-million-dollar empire. And I'm very proud of her. She's very focused and driven. But so in that time, getting to the actual point of the story, we've had to look at colleges to the point where my wife and Cammie are driving around and touring campuses and doing different stuff. When I went, they were football trips, so it was different. You didn't like set up a tour. They literally just like, hey man, would you come out? And then they bring like the cheerleaders and stuff. That happened a couple times. That was fun. It's different, I guess, when you're in the general population, which I've never been to a recruiting visit, which wasn't sports oriented, where they roll out the red carpet and they make it look like you need all these girls and like the training table. You see all the good food they're feeding the players versus what they eat in the normal cafeteria, or you got to go to Quiznos. And so I'm like, well, this is great. So they're touring schools, and I'm kind of hesitant because I told my daughter, and this is a rule I had, And I was wrong about this rule. But I'm not really wrong because it forced them to be driven a little bit. But if I could do it all over again, I can do it all over again. This rule doesn't exist for my other two kids. You either go to community college or you get a scholarship for a sport. That was my rule. Because in the great state of Tennessee, community college is free. We have something called the Promise Act where community college is 100% free, other than, of course, books. It's amazing. I live in the greatest state in the union. If, of course, you're a resident of Tennessee. So I'm like, well, it looks like we're going to community college. But then we got to looking around. And I expected schools, like when I went to school I went to, California Lutheran University, was pushing upwards of $30,000 in 1998 when I went there. I imagine they'd be around 55 to 60,000 now. I haven't looked at it. So we're looking at all these state schools. And like the best known state school we have is UT Knoxville. Dude, $12,000 a year. UT Chattanooga, gorgeous campus. $9,500 a year. There's, of course, not for room and board. That brings you up to about 20, right? Double it, right? Here's a crazy thing. So other states have reciprocity with the state of Tennessee. So some colleges in Georgia, some colleges in Kentucky. So all these states have this reciprocity where you pay state tuition. We're looking at a school called Western Kentucky, and they are $6,500 a year in state tuition, which they honor Tennessee residents, $6,500 a year. Now, you can get a lot of scholarships. For example, when I went to school, Division III schools, you might be saying they don't give full rides. They do, but they don't. So they put together a financial aid package for you. So for me, I had all these scholarships, all this different money, and it didn't hurt that I wasn't from a rich family. Like obviously, Cammie, they're going to look at our books and be like, you're good. So check it out. Dude, I had a scholarship called the Schwartz Scholarship. I had a Jewish scholarship for a Lutheran school. My wife actually talked to the waitress when they were visiting UT Chattanooga. Her son got a scholarship for being tall. There's the Hope, the Hope Grant or whatever it's called, Hope Scholarship. And it's free money just for getting good grades. If you get a good ACT score, whatever your nationality, whether it's Irish, whether it's Native American, African American, Mexican, there are scholarships you can apply for. A lot of this money is just sitting out there. It takes a simple internet search and you get money. So let's say we go to Western Kentucky, $6,500 a year. Okay, let's not count room and board. That's separate, right? Say we go there. So let's say we get a Hope Scholarship for $2,000 a year. Okay, that's down to $4,500. Let's say we get some obscure Jewish scholarship for $2,000 a year. Okay, we're down to $2,500. So we have to find $2,000 of scholarship to get. There's a woman entrepreneur scholarship out there that we saw. I don't know how much it's for, but college is free. And then you get scholarship that also covers things like books. So if you get too much money, they pay you. So that'll cover your room, cover your board. Okay, check this out. Even more. What if your parents were smart and they invested in a 529 account? We've been putting in that 529 account so you can have money in that 529 account. There are scholarships to be had. So I want to just say this video, look, when I hire people, when my partner Chad hires people, we don't care about college degrees. Okay, for example, the best graphic designer, period. His name is Jason Corey. Jason Corey, Kara Corey's husband. And he actually, God bless his heart, put together all the packaging for my daughter's new company. And I still ask him for favors all the time. And I love our graphic, but dude, Jason's just in a different level. And also Jason, I'm going to start crying because I'm a bitch. I love Jason and Kara. Like they are the closest thing to family you could actually, fuck it. They're beyond family. I love those two. And what do you think Jason's degree is in? It's not in graphics, not in video. Yeah, he puts together the dopest video and graphics ever. Why? Because he's self-taught. I'd rather have someone like Jason who has that fight or flight, who teaches himself, than someone whose mommy and daddy paid for them to go to college. That's just me. Me, I'm a grunt. Like, I'm a worker. I'm a blue collar minded individual in a white collar industry. So for me, it's just like, I want someone who can grind. I was talking to the guy who was the VP at at Civation when I was CEO. His name's Rob Moran. And we were talking about like being scrappy. Like, I want someone who'll go in a public restroom after the Arnold smelling like Jantana and shit and clean out a blender so you could ship it back. That's who I want. I want some grimy ragtag motherfuckers in my company. But you know what? What if you combine both? And that's why I'm encouraging people to go to school but don't rack up debt. If you don't listen to Dave Ramsey, he's local. He lives right near me in Franklin, Tennessee. You know, a lot of his people live in my neighborhood. Look, man, Dave Ramsey says never go into debt for school. And that's something I did. So even though I had that money, I still had to live. So I had an on-campus job, which goes straight to tuition. They don't take taxes out. I worked at the alumni office at California Lutheran University's campus. My wife had a job on campus. Can't remember what it was. And then I also had jobs. I worked at Big Five Sporting Goods and I worked at Bally Total Fitness. I put myself through school. So I didn't rack up debt on my credit cards because I was paying for my lifestyle by working, but I also didn't rack up any college debt because I did it smart. Don't bank on the government because it's unconstitutional coming in and taking my money to pay for your goddamn college bills. Look, man, you sign a loan document, whether it's on a house, whether it's on a fucking mattress, or whether it's on college, you're making a promise to pay it back. You're 18 years old. You're old enough to enlist in the military. You're old enough to take a loan out on a house. You're damn sure old enough to realize that taking out a huge loan on a university you can't afford is not a good idea. So what I'm telling you to do is there's countless studies. Countless. I'm not going to list them here, but there are. Look at them. I hate when people say Google it, but don't believe me. Okay, whatever. I don't care. Whereas it doesn't really matter where your degree is from. Your earnings are going to be the same. It is. It might be off by a fraction, but Harvard versus Cal State Fullerton, Harvard versus UT Knoxville, Yale versus fucking MTSU, Middle Tennessee State University. Dude, no difference. There's no difference, at least not the difference that the tuition will be. So why would you go to Purdue, which is $60,000 a year, have your parents go into debt or you go into debt, 4 years, let's say you're at $100,000 room and board plus your tuition plus books, $100,000 a year, that's $400K in debt. So good luck making $100,000 a year. And then tax, dude, you're not paying off your loans. I got neighbors who just put in a fucking $350,000 pool who still owe on college. They're in their mid fucking 40s. That's the reason our society's fucked. Everybody lives their life based on credit. Look, I think Dave Ramsey, I'm gonna bring him up again. 100% of people who foreclose on their house have a mortgage. Don't buy shit you can't afford. Okay? Car payments, I got 99 problems, but a car payment ain't one. Okay? You need to make sure that you stay out of debt. There's no worse way to start your life, to start your career, to start your adulthood than getting yourself in debt. That's literally like you're starting at a level where you're literally trying to run as fast as you can, but you're tied to a refrigerator. That's dumb. Don't do it. Don't fall for it. So here is what I recommend. If for some reason you cannot afford $6,500 or to $10,000 to go to a state university, that's right, I said a state university, go to community college. Community college, some of my best professors, what I did, because I hated school, I wanted to get out there and make money. I wanted to work. I was like, fuck this. School was stupid. I didn't learn much in college. I had one professor, Randall Donahue. The reason I don't call him doctor, he wasn't. He had a bachelor's degree and experience. That guy I learned more from. All the doctors and professors, they suck. Why? They live in a fantasy world known as professing. I live in the real fucking world. And Professor Donahue, that motherfucker knew marketing. I stayed after class every day and talked to him about random shit. Learned more from him than anybody. Any of my professors. All these doctors and bullshit. Most professors are fucking dumb. They couldn't run a fucking business if they had a fucking manual, a handbook. They couldn't run a business if it was on ChatGPT. These motherfuckers are dumb. They live in a fantasy world. They don't live in reality. They practice, they never play. They're on the fucking practice squad. Fuck your professor. Unless he's Randall Donahue. There are good professors. I had two. I probably had like 50 of them bitches, but I had two who knew what the hell they were doing. One of them was my kinesiology teacher, professor. He was a football coach. That dude knew it. He knew what he was doing because he knew the topic. Here's your body. Here's how it works. Go. The rest of them, oh, here's the 7 steps in the sales process. Oh yeah, because we always follow the same fucking 7 steps, douchebag. What I'm getting at, if you cannot afford to go to college, go to community college. And if you're in a state like the great state of Tennessee, it's free. You could live at home. Yes, you can live at home, mooch off your mommy and daddy, go to school, get your gen eds done. But here's my advice, because I fucked up on this. Make sure that your community college classes transfer to where you want to go. So before you go to community college, I want you to figure out what college you're probably going to want to go to. So if you're going to UT Chattanooga and you're going to, but you want to go there after you get your little AA done, right? You go, and every class you sign up for, make sure that it will transfer to your degree at UT Chattanooga or Georgia State or wherever the fuck you want to go. Okay, make sure it transfers. And that's that. So if you don't do the community college 2 and 2, go to college, right? Go to school. Take your units, whatever, 12 to 20, whatever you decide your workload needs to be. Here's the smart thing to do. Crash courses. Take at least one class a semester, one class during the summer and winter sessions. Just get it done. Summer, they're 4-week classes. I took 2 each summer break. So you can literally get done 8 units. That's almost a whole gosh darn semester, because usually it's 12 to 16 is normal. Get in there, get your summer classes done. There's a winter class opportunity too. Get that done as well. Take your stupid electives at that time. I took Spanish, and I know I took Spanish. Trying to think of the other one. I think it was some geopolitical shit, political science, poli-sci. But at the end of the day, you want to do that. And just don't get into debt. What I encourage you to do is keep your total debt from college under $10,000. Under $10,000. That means you need to work to put yourself through school, and you also need to choose a school you can afford. Very few people watching this video, including myself, can afford $100,000 a year for Harvard. $100,000 a year I guess I could, but I won't. Why am I paying $100,000 for some shit I get for $6,500? You see all the garbage Harvard's doing? Like, I don't want any part of that. Harvard, they've all become like woke bullshit fests. Like, at the end of the day, you want that 4-year degree. That's it. Doesn't matter where it comes from, just get the degree, because you'll look at, like, go on Indeed.com now. It'll say for any position, whether it's HR, a 4-year degree. None of them say a 4-year Ivy League degree or a 4-year degree from a private school that you paid $60,000 for. It says a 4-year degree. From maybe an accredited university, they'll say, good. All these state schools are accredited. Go there. All right, guys, hopefully this video helped you. I'm not sure what the views are going to be, because my median age of this channel is between 25 and 39. So a bunch of 16 to 19-year-olds aren't going to watch, but maybe some parents will watch it. I don't know. I just felt like talking about it. I rambled on. It's a 20-minute video. For that, I apologize, but hopefully this helps you out. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to support us at tigerfitness.com. The outright bar is over there. We also had we're at old GNCs, because if they don't have it, they can order it for you. But over 500 have them in stock. So go to your local GNC and support us. And please like this video, subscribe to this channel, click on the notification bell. And remember, that's not a game. I used to have to go through dozens of bottles of vitamins, of supplements, just to get what I need. Look, I'm busy.
I'm running multiple businesses. I'm coaching. I'm a professional bodybuilder getting ready for my first pro show. I don't have time to sit there and do all that. I gotta go. I'm on the go all the time. That is why I created MTS Nutrition Immortal. Here's how they look. This replaces dozens of bottles of supplements. So let me tell you exactly what this has. It has probiotics, greens, liver detox, joint support, cardiovascular support, and the most complete multivitamin, multi-mineral supplement ever created. If you have a busy life or you simply want more time to do the things you love and be able to travel by just taking one simple little pack with you, Immortal's for you.